Been doing a cold open with my videos, snipping out a piece of the video to give you an idea of what's coming up. Um, I didn't feel like that was appropriate with this video. It didn't seem to meet the tone. Um, and if you stick around and watch the video, then I think you'll see why. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Humanist Reacts. So we've got another music reaction for you now. This is one that I've seen around a lot. It seems like it's gotten a lot of buzz. It's been out for a little while now. I think a few months, but I've just seen it mentioned a lot. I don't really know much about it. I don't know the artist. The artist is Ren. Um, I'm not familiar with that artist. My head immediately goes to MC Ren. For those of you who are old school hip hop heads, you'll know that, and hopefully even some of the new school heads will know that one. But anyway, um, but it's clearly not MC Ren. But I've seen it I've seen it a lot. I'm not even sure what genre of music it is. I saw the Law Twins channel. They react to this song, and they typically do hip hop more than anything else. Um, but the thumbnail image is of someone holding a guitar, so I don't know if that's necessarily hip hop. The thumbnail seems to be a younger person, seems to be male presenting, holding a guitar, sitting in a wheelchair in what looks to be maybe an asylum or just an abandoned building. Right, and the name of the song is Hi Ren. Um, you all have probably already heard it. It has millions of views. I have not. So this will be interesting because I know nothing about the artist, nothing about the song, or what it's going to sound like, or anything. So let's watch me discover something. Let's get into it. It looks like maybe it's just a dilapidated house rather than an asylum. Although I don't. Wait, hang on. Back up. Back up. Back up. What's that person wearing? That's a pig mask. Okay. And blood on the apron looks like a butcher type getup. So obviously we're going with some creep out stuff. This imagery sort of reminds me, for those of you who are old enough to remember the game Manhunt, that caused a big stir a few years back. I say a few years. It's probably been a decade or more at this point, at least, right? But like banned in some countries and played with an NC-17 rating or something. And anyway, it was a whole thing. But and now I'm seeing this person. He's the person I'm assuming is the artist. He's giving Machine Gun Kelly, which I don't love, but that's that's the old man in me speaking. Um, I think that everyone with this aesthetic um, looks kind of the same. He doesn't have all the tats and everything though. So yeah, but and I'm not judging him based on that. Just uh, just describing it. Just describing it. Yeah, back to it. And I'm wondering, he's in a hospital gown as well. So um, I'm wondering, and I'm just kind of trying to get some ideas out there so that I can get some sense after this is all over of just how much I missed the mark on this. But I'm thinking maybe this is about mental health, um, which could definitely be great fodder for a humanist channel like myself. I'm a big proponent of mental health care. I believe everyone should see a therapist um, as often as possible, and and I think mental health care should be a lot more available in our society here in the United States, and probably throughout the whole world. Although I haven't done a lot of traveling, so can't outside of the United States, so can't really speak to a lot of other cultures and how they handle that. And I'm wondering, based on his kind of sullen expression, if this is a more a struggling with your own mental health thing, struggling with your identity, that sort of thing. And I feel like that's a struggle that most humans have. Um, so, yeah. Oh, sorry. Music reaction. Let's get back to it. All right. Title drop. Ooh. Okay. I hate to stop it in the middle of that riff. Um, but that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I am a hack guitarist myself. Um, Learned to play when I was a teenager and basically learned to play just well enough to make people who don't play an instrument think that I was good, and then I never really grew from there. But this is really nice sounding. It's got a sort of um, a sort of a Spanish style, Spanish classical sort of style to it, and it's very well arranged. I like the sound of it. Very clean, classical acoustic sound. Back to this. The subtitle just says foreign. Whatever. I want to go back to before he actually started playing here because I want to hear that whole opening riff again. Nice little run there. Ooh. Okay. That opening guitar was sweet. That was that was really good. I can already tell you I'm gonna like this song, guys. Um, I can't say if I will like the lyrical content or the message or the vocals or anything else, but that guitar alone is worth the price of admission. That was well done intro. Ooh, yodeling. Voice crack just a little bit there, but a great voice overall. And that voice crack really just kind of added emotion as well. So I'm not sure that it was even necessarily unintentional.
Hi there, Ran. It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down, you know that. Deep down, you know I'm always in periphery. Ran on.
Wait. Okay. So now this is feeling kind of vaudeville type act. This is very interesting. He's speaking in a cadence that's sort of similar to a rap. So I think maybe that's how it ended up on the radar of some hip hop reactors. And think I feel like he's got maybe a an Australian or New Zealand accent. I could be wrong about that, but it sounds like he's telling quite a story here. I'm guessing there are going to be multiple characters.
Hey there, Ran, it's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down, you know that. Deep down, you know I'm always in periphery. Ran, on your pleased to see me. It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me. Hi, Ran. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately, and I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill. Ren, you sound...
All right, all right. Um, I like the there's some empowerment in some mental health therapies being mentioned here, and I like that. I feel like this is kind of a right now. I'm getting this is kind of the split, um, the not a split personality necessarily, although maybe this is about schizophrenia or multiple personality disorder. Um, I I know that those two aren't exactly the same thing, and I don't know all of the distinctions. So I apologize to anyone who may suffer from one of those or have a loved one who does for my ignorance on that. It's not something that I've investigated too deeply. Um, but I feel like it's maybe more, or at least it's speaking to me more as sort of a duality thing. Um, the way that we compartmentalize parts of our lives. Um, maybe about addiction. Um, when you're in active addiction, sometimes for some people, it's like you're a different person, and that's the person you. It's almost like there's a switch that's flipped when you decide to use or you decide to act out, as they say in the greater addiction community. When it's not just talking about substances, there's like a switch that flips, and you decide to act out, and you're a different person before you ever even um, ingest the chemical or take the action. Um, and then once that's all over, you see that person who did all of that as not you. Um, and so and that same thing, you know, I feel like that same thing happens outside of addiction as well. In some cases, you have to. People talk about having to go somewhere else, go to a different place in their head in order to be able to do certain things, like like masking for people with autism and ADHD or who are on the spectrum, um, that sort of thing. Mm. Very interesting so far.
I'm more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect to always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy. Nah, mate.
Mm. Mm. Um, as someone who struggled with mental health issues in the past, I recognize that voice. Mm, I think a lot of people do. That voice that says, you don't need to keep taking your medication, or you don't need to keep going to the doctor. You don't need to keep doing that or this. Um, that's not going to work anyway. You're a piece of garbage, and you deserve this. All of that negative self-talk. Um, it's a, and I'm starting to think maybe this person is Scottish instead.
This time is different, man, trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place. And my music's been kinda doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered.
You have done something great already. Um, I haven't even made it through the whole song, but I'll go ahead and tell you that. Um, Ren, you have done something great already with this song. This is fantastic work. This is great.
For doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Cause when you're with me, it never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one. So you see, you gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not leftover dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Wow, your Grammys ran nowhere. Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics, or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me, that's enough, cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious. Ran, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself. Trust me. You should be...
People want to hear. Not just speaking to Ren, I'm speaking to anybody who hears this. Um, People do want to hear you. Maybe not everybody, but people want to hear. People care and relate.
So lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you to manage expectations, provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget it. Man, it's not like that. Man, it's just like that. I'm inside you, you twat. No, it's not, man, you're wrong. When I write, I belong. Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with the subconscious, Eminem did it. Played on guitar, Plan B did it.
Yeah. Yeah, boy. I think every creator gets this, every artist, that, you're never going to be as good as Hendrix, so why bother learning to play guitar? You're never going to be Stevie Ray Vaughan. If you're into hip hop, especially, heaven forbid, you have to be a hip hop of European descent, a hip hop artist of European descent. If you've got white skin and you're a hip hop artist, you're gonna be compared to Eminem by everybody anyway. And Eminem is so masterful at his craft. Although I've mentioned before, I don't rate him as high overall in hip hop as some people do. But you know, so you're gonna be compared to those people. You're gonna compare yourself to those people before you have even learned how to do what you're doing, before you've even learned who you are as an artist. You're gonna compare yourself out and stop yourself from doing anything. um,
Man, you're not original, you criminal rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material. Ran, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore. Fuck you, I don't need you, I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves. And I'll shake up the whole world beneath us. That's right, speak your truth, your fucking god complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to actually hear you say it instead of downplay it. Music is all about the creative process. And
okay.
if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus. Fuck you, I'ma fucking kill you, Ren. Well, fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren. I'ma do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to doubt my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside. Newsflash. I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason. Beheading all kings, I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, loose.
Oh, got movements in this song. Obviously religious imagery here. This is Lucifer speaking, and it even says it on the screen right now. This is supposed to represent Satan speaking. So I'm gonna guess based on this that Ren is a religious person. As most of you figure out pretty quickly I am not. Um, and I don't think that it's helpful to humans to be that. Um, but the imagery can still be powerful. So, I wouldn't stop myself from using imagery from Sumerian mythology or something like that just because it's not something that I believe in. Um, Images, speak to us. So, the symbols. So, as a symbol of everything that makes you unhappy in the world, if you want to use Lucifer for that, that symbol works fine.
Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies. Mephistopheles, truth in a blender. Deceitful pretender, the banished avenger. The righteous surrender when standing in front of my solar eclipse. My name is stitched to your lips, so you see I won't bow to the will of a mortal. Feeble and normal, you wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of ends. I am you, you are me, I am you, friend.
Notice how the guitar got much more um, chaotic and fragmented um, as he was um, as he was embodying that agent of chaos. Um, that was well done as well.
Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet.
Okay, so he's finding meaning in the in his belief here, finding meaning in um, his uh, his feeling that he was created by an omnipotent being and was imbued with a purpose. Um, I It's a dangerous game to play, in my opinion, because for one thing, it's you put yourself in a position where you may end up having to deny a lot of reality in order to keep up that fiction in your head. Um, Now that doesn't mean the fiction that you are worthy to be here, because that's not a fiction. Um, that's just fact. Um, I tend to think of the poem The Desiderata when it comes to that. And there's a line in there that says, um, I can't remember the exact quote anymore. I'll have to look it up. But the paraphrased, it's you are a child of the universe, and just like the sun and the stars, you have a right to be here, and no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Um, that takes some of the mysticism and out of it, but to me, it's no less powerful and meaningful, um, and it prevents me from having to believe that the Earth is flat and screw up other parts of my life and other parts of other people's lives, just so I can feel like I'm special and I belong here. But Point's taken.
And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope.
Okay. So now he's speaking from the perspective of God. I thought he was speaking from his own perspective for a second there, but it's very clear that he's speaking from the perspective of God here. And this is the whole redefinition of God. It's a thing that you run into a lot with religious apologists. They end up redefining God in order to fit into a worldview that makes sense based on everything that they see around them in reality. They end up redefining God to the point that that term no longer has any meaning. So that person that I'm talking about who would be doing that, they would define what I was talking about with the universe as God. I consider myself to be an atheist, and I don't shy away from that term. And I feel like calling that God is disingenuous because it's using a word that already had other meaning and other things attached to it, and is by its nature supernatural, and you're ascribing that term to something that is natural and has room to grow and change based on new information to match with the reality around us. But that's what he's doing here, and as a as an artistic device, it's effective.
And you know how I know that I'll prosper? 'Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So cower at the man I've become when I sing from the top of my lungs that I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire, inspired by me to be strong. And when I am gone I will rise in the music that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a climate to different sides. When I was 17 years old.
Oh, song's over and it's story time.
I shouted out into an empty room, into a blank canvas that I would defeat the forces of evil. And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences. With autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got older, I realized there were no real winners and there were no real losers in psychological warfare. But there were victims, and there were students. It wasn't David versus Goliath. It was a pendulum, eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast. It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance. And like a dance, the more rigid I became, the harder it got. The more I cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled. So I got older, and I learned to relax, and I learned to soften, and that dance got easier. It is this eternal dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, from gods. And I must not forget, we must not forget, that we are human beings.
You could hardly have tailor-made more appropriate content for me to react to on this channel. And that song ends with recognition of our shared humanity and what that means. The struggles and the joys and the beauty of it that this artist was willing to share it with the rest of us. Till next time, y'all take care.